Welcome to the studio. My name's Froyle and I am so glad that you're here. Today we're going to be discussing freedom. What does that look like? How does that feel? How do you create that expression in your art? So I hope you stick around and join me. It's going to be fun and it's going to be beautiful. If I show you the road to freedom, will you take it? What does freedom mean? What does it look like? What does it mean to be free? To answer that question, you first have to look at what is it that's keeping you captive? What has you bound? What thoughts, mindsets, and life choices are keeping you bound or holding you back? What is freedom? I'm not talking about the kind of freedom of a drunken rampage. I'm talking about true freedom, the real core of who you are as a person. For me, the concept of freedom is to really know your own self-worth and to live according to a sense of value, a value for your own self. And this freedom, this self-worth, will empower you to overcome all obstacles. I've been painting this sense of freedom for a very long time. But it wasn't until I found my birth family 5 years ago and dealt with my abandonment issues that I really understood the power of self-appreciation. I was adopted at 9 days old, and although my adoptive parents loved me, I still felt a deep sense of abandonment. I had a low sense of self-worth, and this led me to make very poor life choices. It was my closest friend who insisted I find my birth family, and the unfolding of this journey empowered me more than I could possibly realize. My story didn't end with everybody hugging and kissing, and my birth mother still doesn't want to tell her family that I exist, but I know. And it's the empowerment of knowledge, of self, of who you are meant to be. That's the true freedom. I now know who I am, where I come from, and why I am. It's the why. So when you really know who you are and where you come from, there's a greater understanding of self, and this understanding leads to a greater appreciation. This is the core of liberation. This is true freedom, to really know yourself, like yourself, accept yourself, and value who you are as a person. Because when you really know who you are and you have that sense of self and that value, this freedom, this liberty can empower you to achieve anything, can overcome all obstacles. If you're not restricted by other people's approval, if you know deep within yourself that you're okay, then the world around you is a much better place. So I paint this freedom from a greater sense of self. And this freedom is empowering. It empowers me to be all that I can be. And when I'm empowered, I can empower you. Because I have found if I can encourage you to make art and you can truly be happy with that creative expression and say, yeah, that's pretty good, then you're affirming your own sense of self. And validating yourself is the true liberty and true freedom. So let's see if you can gain just a little bit more appreciation about your own creativity and who you are as a person. Because that will just make the world a far better place. So to me, finding freedom is about peace. Peace within yourself, peace within your world. I know sometimes it's really not easy to find. It's not easy with your circumstances or with life or the state of the world. But art gives us that ability to stop for a moment and create something beautiful that can help us to find that peace. So for me, it's a beautiful day at the beach with the sun overhead and the clouds in the sky and the ocean. So that's what I'm painting. That's what we're creating. We're finding freedom in the peace of creating something beautiful. We like the feeling of being at the beach on a glorious day. Right, so my beautiful little painting has all dried up. What do you think? Can you feel the peace and the freedom. Yes, I do. This is how I relate to it. It looks like the sky with the clouds. You know, as the clouds kind of form all those really cool shapes and you imagine what they could be and then they morph into something else. That's what that looks like. Now, this could be the sea. I was going for the sea with these colors, or it could be land. I don't know. What do you think? Sea or land? I'm liking the sea idea. So what I used was my secret sauce, which is the Liquitex pouring medium. This is all that I used in with the paint. And what I like to do is put the pouring medium into jars with a little bit of paint or acrylic inks, because that works as well. The paint is more opaque. The acrylic inks make it more transparent. Now I will put a full list of the colors and the paints in the description under the video. So if you want to know exactly what I used, have a little look. The info is all there. I also have a new Amazon storefront. So if you click on that and you go to the Sunday in the Studio episode that you want to know about, there you can look at them and see what you want, or just to know what it was that I used. Now with this one, I used the pearlescent, beautiful pearlescent sky blue. The FW, gorgeous. Love this range. Use them all the time. They mix very well with the pouring medium. Also the Liquitex acrylic inks. See, I use the cerulean blue there. They work fantastic. Love them. These are my faves. I use them all the time. I also use the silver golden fluid fine on that section there. That is this silver. Just a few drops in with the pouring medium into a jar like this. See how cool that looks? That looks so cool. Now, don't forget, use old brushes with the pouring medium, because this stuff kills your brushes. You see how stiff and hard it is? I do wash them out, but they still do set like cement after a while. I do quite a few of these paintings. So after a while, they go hard. Don't use good brushes. You'll be sorry. I use the Phthalo Blue Red shade. That's this color in here. That looks fabulous, don't you think? And the FW in marine blue. See, that's the dark bluey color. And also some turquoise in here as well. Fabulous. This beautiful iridescent color in here, the green, is called Waterfall Green. It's a metallic. You can see that there because it's sitting at the bottom of the jar. It's also empty, which is very sad. It's one of the FW pearlescent range. Waterfall Green, fabulous. I'm telling you, you need these. I use them for a lot of things, not just for this kind of technique, but I love this technique. I love this feeling of the beautiful day at the beach, or just standing outside and looking at the sky. It's like a deep sigh. It's like, that's how it makes me feel anyway. Now, what are we going to do next? We can use the cageless bird. I do love using this stencil. This is a fabulous expression of freedom. The bird is outside the cage. Now, to me, in my expression and what I've already shared, is the cage is the restrictions of other people's expectations, or the limits that we put around ourselves because of our lack of value, or the insecurities. So you've got to bust out of that. You've got to get outside that cage and live a life in the freedom and value of who you are. I'm telling you, this is fantastic. I'm telling you, this will change your life. If you can just grasp a little drop of this revelation, it will change your life. Anyway, I could use the cage, or I could use the beautiful bird stencil. I'm a bit partial to this bird stencil. Yes, I've used it quite a few times because I love it. Makes me feel happy. And I'm thinking, let's go with the birds. Okay. Yes, as you can see, I have a bit of an obsession with this theme. I'm telling you, because when you grasp a hold of the true value of who you are, there is such incredible liberty. When you're not confined by other people's negativity or their opinions or their condescending remarks about your art or your life, when you're truly free to create what it is you really want to put out there, then I'm telling you, the sky is the limit. It is endless. Possibilities are endless. You just need to know how valuable you are and how worth it your life is and your creative expression. Righto, so I'm thinking the beautiful birds. Now, do we want one? One looks good. I've done one before. It's beautiful. I love it. Usually, probably that one or that one. That works. Now, I got this stencil. I think I got it from the cheap Chinese website, but I can't remember because it's really old. What are we thinking? I'm loving the sky. I think it's absolutely fabulous. I've got myself some of the beautiful iridescent silver. And I just need to decide now, do we want a few birds or do we want one bird? I'm thinking a few because we've got a rather fabulous sky happening there with those wafting clouds. So we could put a few of the beautiful birds up there in the sky, and that could look really cool. I'm really liking that shape, but if we want to put a few, maybe I could put a few up like this. That could work. We could maybe do that one and that one and that one or that one. No, right? I've got to decide. And then I think I'll tape off the areas that I don't want to get paint on because, you know, I tend to get it everywhere. Right, so I put some tape on to stop me from making a mess with the other bird shapes because I'm going to do these 3 birds there. And let me tell you, that was not an easy decision. We could have gone in a few different directions. Righto, let's see how they look. Ta-da, ta-da! What do you think? Yes, they're beautiful. They'll be a little bit more silvery as they dry, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I think we should call the painting Finding Freedom because that's what this whole episode has been about. I really want to encourage you to think about what it is that's holding you back, what's keeping you captive in your mindsets or your belief system, and allow yourself to really flourish. I really hope you've enjoyed watching me create this beautiful painting. Yay! It's absolutely glorious. Now I'm going to have a massive Christmas sale this year because I've just got so many paintings that I'm making. So just note to self, put it in the back of your mind, massive Christmas sale will be coming in the 1st of December. Righto, so that's absolutely beautiful. I'll give you a close-up when it's dry. And I really hope you enjoyed spending time with me in the studio. Thanks for joining me today. I truly hope you were inspired. I hope my words of encouragement push you on in your own creativity and in your journey of life. Art can be such an incredibly empowering tool to really express who you are and how you view the world. And how you view the world is absolutely valuable. If you want to know more information about the products I used, who I am, how you can find my absolutely fabulous original paintings, or more of my stories, you can check out my website. The links will be in the description below the video. And if you want to show me what you're creating, you can join my private Facebook group. Don't forget to answer the 2 admin questions because then I know you're a human. So come and join the beautiful group. Show us what you're creating. It's so much fun. I hope to see you again next week. Come back and see what we're creating in the studio.